The state park system was created because people who cared got together and worked to make it happen. The Heritage Fund was created because a broad constituency of people with a range of philosophies saw that it would be good for all of Arizona.
We need to come together again now.
The state of Arizona should continue to own and invest in our state park system for our lives now and for future generations.
You gotta appreciate that we have something special here, and it deserves to be treated that way.
It would be really sad to think that nobody would be able to come here and see the beauty of this place.
Our people and our elected officials need to remember you don't have to choose between a healthy environment and a healthy economy. And you can have both.
There's a tremendous number of people that have brought jobs to Arizona, not because Arizona has the best access to markets or the cheapest labor or whatever the kind of classic economic factors are. People bring their jobs here, they bring their capital here because this is where they want to live.
Does it make economic sense to close our parks?
A closed park doesn't make revenue, and we need that revenue to keep the park system operating. So we have this very fine line of if you close too many parks and don't bring in money, more will close, and you bring in less money and more will close, and then the whole system will shut down.
Recent research from Northern Arizona University found that each year the parks bring in a bit more than $260 million to the state and create about 3,300 jobs.
For us in the town of Payson, it's a huge economic engine. Chamber of Commerce and our Economic Development Corporation estimate that it brings in about $3.5 million a year to the town.
While people enjoy the parks, they eat, buy things in the gift shops, and sometimes camp.
What happens when kids don't get to spend enough time outside, they start to develop physical challenges, their attention span is decreased.
Being a kid is about getting out there, playing in the dirt, swinging from a tree, exploring the great wide world. Or at least it should be.
If a child's actively engaged in free-based exploration and discovery, even at a very, very young age, they develop cognitive skills that they do not develop if they spend most of their time inside in front of a screen.
The kids, going down underneath the bridge with all the rock climbing they have to do, or can do, excuse me, it's like letting go a bunch of monkeys climbing all over the rocks. Getting out to nature and seeing what's here is fun for them. Getting away from the TV, in fact, it is.
We need our parks. Kids need our parks. They're places for exploring, for sharing, for having fun.
It's as if you owned a house and you just quit taking care of it. You just decided, well, we don't have a lot of money now, let's not weed the yard, let's not paint the house, let's not fix the roof that's leaking, let's not repair the windows that are broken. And so the value of the asset is deteriorating. Value both financially, but more importantly for state parks, value aesthetically and historically.
These aren't the kinds of problems that happen quickly. They're the results of years of underfunding and neglect.
Over the past about a decade or more, in good times and in bad times both, the state legislature has tended to starve the state park system. In bad times, it's viewed as a frill that shouldn't be funded. We should take the money away and spend it elsewhere. In good times, because those good times usually follow bad times, we're in a catch-up mode, and it still stays at kind of the bottom of the barrel.
Since 2003, our capital budget has essentially been obliterated. All of our capital dollars, by and large, have been converted into operating dollars so that we can keep what limited staff we have and to keep parks open to the public.
I think a third problem is in Arizona, particularly right now, we are still very embroiled in debating what is government for anyway. And there is a significant strain of Western populist libertarianism that believes government should do the absolute minimum possible stuff.
The Heritage Fund has been treated in much the same way as the parks.
As soon as the Heritage Fund was voted in November of 1990, the legislature immediately said, this can't be, we can't have this.
We didn't anymore get the Heritage Fund going, then we knew and were warned by the legislators that that would be fat meat for them down there to attack. Over the years, we've had about 38 actual raids on the Heritage Fund.
Mr. Chairman, shall I do these in a series of motions? I move that the Arizona State